After the horrors of the World War II, no one could think that humanity can ever witness atrocious genocidal events. With the humanitarian and security organizations in the picture, it seemed less likely. But what happened on the night of February 26 completely turned upside down this hypothesis. This date went down in the history of mankind as one of the bloodiest pages. Innocent people were subjected to torture and humiliation only because of their ethnic origin. And that was how one of the post-Cold War genocides was committed.
It's important that people know about what happened that night. And over 600 dead, hundreds wounded, and a number, maybe 1,000 people missing still. And because the area is occupied by Armenian forces, and has been since 1992, there's no way for Azerbaijanis to go into their home territory, their own country, that part of their own country, and look for remains and any sign of any survivors or people that didn't survive. Yes, it's important, very, very important that people not forget what happened at Khojaly, February 26, 1992.
In addition, former Armenian President Serge Sargsyan has overtly confessed British journalist Thomas DeWall that they raised hands against the civilian population. Given these proofs, as well as the scale of the offenses the Armenians committed, criminal prosecution of Sargsyan and his henchmen should be an inevitable consequence. But official Yerevan not only denies its responsibilities, but also tries to represent it as an action by Azerbaijanis. US journalist and witness to the grief of Khojaly victims Nurit Gringer says that Armenia is entrapped and does not know how to get out of this situation.
I think the president of Azerbaijan was right on top of all the topics. He knew his material very well, and the Armenian prime minister was lagging on information. He was trying to deceive. He was trying to tell stories that don't exist. He went back to history, that prehistoric, whatever it is, of Armenia. It has nothing to do with the current situation.
What happened in Khojaly has been recognized as a genocidal act by the Parliamentary Union of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, as well as the parliaments of Mexico, Pakistan, Czech Republic, and some others. The parliaments of Romania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia, as well as executive and legislative bodies of 22 American states recognize Khojaly events as a massacre. From a legal point of view, these documents are of high importance, but are not sufficient in terms of relieving the pain and misery the Khojaly residents have been through.
I actually interviewed two women, one I interviewed in Los Angeles, one in Azerbaijan, who had survived. They were both taken prisoner, and they survived multiple days and weeks of being held prisoner and of being mistreated by Armenians and being harassed and badly treated. One had a newborn baby that was born just 2 nights before she was captured on the night of the Khojaly massacre, and the other was held for some weeks.
This is something that needs to be told, because if we don't tell it, history will forget it, and then it will repeat itself. The massacre, whether it was 600 people, the expelling of over 1 million people from home, from where they belong to, is a pain that humanity needs to know about it, so it's not repeated itself.
Ironically, on the eve of the Khojaly genocide, Armenia's ex-president Serge Sargsyan appeared in court for embezzlement charges. If convicted, he could face up to 8 years in prison. Once an influential political figure, a murderer boasting with his war crimes, now demands a fair trial and dismisses the charges. Sargsyan and his entourage have always declared Armenia the winner of the Karabakh War, but they must keep in mind that not the war crimes, but pragmatic, consistent diplomacy has the final say. Armenia's current geopolitical, geo-economic isolation and strategic defeat has left it aside from the regional initiatives and already exhausted its political, military and demographic resources.